Is snooker in desperate need of a Luke Littler to increase interest in the sport and inspire a new generation of stars to come through, like we saw in the 1990s with Ronnie O'Sullivan, John Higgins and yourself?
Yeah, it'd be brilliant. I mean, I don't think you're ever gonna see it because of the standard the top boys are still playing. I mean, if you did, I think it'd be some youngster from China. The youngest we've got that's got a possible chance is probably Jackson Page. You know, he looks a little bit like Luke Littler, but he's 22, but he looks a lot older. But you know, he's got a chance to do something similar to what Luke Littler's doing. But in snooker, I think it's very difficult because, especially a UK player. But it'd be nice to see.
I can't see it happening. You know, if I'm honest. I mean, it was so much easier when I was a kid. You know, when I was on about going in the snooker club every day. Well, in those days in Gloucester, right? This is just in my snooker club. We had 10 players that can make 100 breaks. Now you ain't got 2 players in the county that can make a 100 break. You know, the snooker clubs are all shutting.
So you don't think we're going to get another class of 92?
I don't think so. No, sad really, but no, I don't want to put a downbeat it, but like I can't see it happening. You know, maybe in China, but can't see it happening there. Not at the moment. No. Snooker clubs all got going. I know it's really sad, and like that's my opinion. Without those snooker clubs, I mean that's where you learn to play the game, and not just play the game. That's when you learn to grow up. You know, when you're 15, 16, and you got 6 blokes around you talking a load of nonsense, but like you're taking it all in. That's how you learn your streetwise, and you know, it's a shame, but the standard was so much better like back then. You know, I mean, I see some of the kids. I don't really. I keep my opinions to myself, but to be honest, like these players you see every year, they get to the English amateur final. They won't get through they won't get through the qualifiers back in the day. They're an absolute million miles away. You know, but I don't want it to be like that. I mean, the last of the generation, like, I mean, people like, I think the best ones were like Jack and Lazowski and, you know, people like that, you know, they pretty much can't, I just, sorry, I got Mark Williams here, absolutely me. But, yeah, no, I'd like to see it, but I can't see it happening, so.
Not yet. They're coming. There's no question that they are coming. I can promise you that. They're in clubs and academies all around the world. I think the general public out there in the UK, you know, now need to accept more than ever that we are a global sport. This isn't just an old British imperial game anymore that we used to take around the world as we invaded countries. This is a game that has gone truly global and is represented very well at all levels around the world. And something we should be very proud of. Those young players are coming, I can guarantee you. The tour is set up slightly differently. The game is structured differently to when the class of 92, my era came through, Maguire, Selby, myself. The tour is completely different now, and those tournaments are structured in a different way. If we were coming in and having to play the top 16 in round 1 every time as kids, we wouldn't be here either. So the tour needs changing. I think you might see a restructuring in the years to come, and I think then you'll start to see young players come through that little bit quicker.
The problem is, snooker's such a difficult game. I'm not saying darts isn't difficult, but there's so much, you know, to throw in a dart, he's throwing a dart, but there's so many different ways to win a snooker match. You know, the heavy scoring, some players do it differently. They tie, you know, the safety side of things. They tie the balls up, make the game messy, scrappy, whatever. You know, so, you know, I don't know if that's ever possible for that to happen, to be fair, for someone like Luke Littler. But if it did happen, it would be great. But, you know, with the current opposition, wow, they'd have to be good, wouldn't they? Turned pro when I was probably 16, 17 and was ranked, you know, in the top 32 at probably 19, 20, 21 years old, and have been in and around that sort of ranking for ever since. So, you know, it's there's not many young players breaking through, but you know, when the old players like myself are, you know, seasoned as we are, it's tough. And the way the current system is, that, you know, I think that's changing at the minute, going back to the tiered structure. But as I said in a previous interview, when you're you know, an up-and-coming pro and you're playing the top 16 every first-round match. It's not going to go well, is it? They don't stick Anthony Joshua in with, you know, when he first turned pro with a top heavyweight, do they? Because he'll get ironed out in quick fashion. He has to learn his trade. And as snooker's the same.
Well, maybe. Obviously, he's turned the darts world upside down, hasn't he? Amazing what he's achieving and what he's done to the game. You know, I keep saying to World Snooker about pushing my little boy. He's only 6 years old. He dresses as a snooker player every day. Gets in from school, 3-piece suit. Fantastic talent, 6 years old. So, yeah, you know, there's definitely lots of youngsters out there playing to a high level. So it's just about finding that gem at the right time, isn't it? Yeah, it's hard though, isn't it? As you mentioned there, those three great players, and they're still playing at the peak of their powers. So when you think of all-time greats and you've still got to beat them at their best now, it just shows how hard it is to break through.